This is the plaintiff, Tiana Cassiano. She says she and the defendant were in a relationship, and she paid for an iPhone, gave her a promise ring, and a short time later, they broke up. The defendant said she would return the iPhone and ring to her, but hasn't, and so she's suing her for the $713 she's owed. This is the defendant, Jennifer. She says the plaintiff bought her all sorts of gifts during their relationship, and the only reason she's suing for them back now is because they aren't together. The girl's just scorned and bitter, and there really isn't even a case here. She's accused of letting a lover down. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $520 for a deposit on a promise ring, unpaid iPhone service, and defamation.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Tiana Cassiano?
Yes.
You are suing Jennifer. You've asked us not to mention your last name for $713 that you say she owes you for an iPhone, a promise ring, and defamation of character. You're counterclaiming against her $520 for the return of a down payment you made for the promise ring and for defamation of character. What's going on?
Well, me and the defendant were in a relationship for about 9 months, and during that time, her phone was periodically on and off because she had no money to pay for the bill, and she didn't have any credit. So I stepped up and it was like, I will purchase you an iPhone. But we had an agreement that the iPhone would be used for my stepbrother. Like, she wouldn't be able to keep the whole iPhone. The iPhone wasn't for her to keep.
Okay, it was just for her to use as long as you guys were dating?
Yeah, because she needed to get back on her feet, because at the time she had no job. She had no money, no income coming in. So she basically didn't have anything to even have a phone or even like pay the bill or anything like that. So I purchased the iPhone, but it wasn't for her to keep. When the relationship...
But how's that going to help her get on her feet just to have a more expensive phone? I'm not understanding. Why did you just use that money to loan her to pay bills or something?
It wasn't. It was for her to use the phone to keep in contact with me, because
I find that there's usually strings attached to such a thing. And the such a thing is that you wanted her to keep in contact with you, because what was wrong with the other phone? She couldn't keep in contact with you that way?
Well, the phone was always being disconnected. And I put the phone that I had purchased, I put it under my name. So I know that the phone was not going to be disconnected.
Well, that, and you have access to every phone call she makes.
Yes, and I know. And
so now you know every single... Well, what do you think? When someone buys you a phone that's under their name, not at your request, but at their insistence, what do you think they are doing other than stalking you and trying to make sure they know your every move?
Thank you.
Well, thank you. I didn't take that phone. Don't thank me. I mean, you're the one who took it. I don't know why you'd be surprised, so go ahead.
So when the relationship was over, I asked for the phone back, but she would not.
How did the relationship become over?
Because I was just tired of always being there for her, and she would never do the same. And I was just bored of the relationship. Like, it wasn't going anywhere.
You were bored of the relationship?
Yeah, it wasn't.
Because I've read your crazy texts.
You
don't sound bored of the relationship. You sound upset that she's dumping you.
No, I was bored of it.
Was she bored of the relationship?
No.
What happened?
Was not.
How did you two break up?
Well, I mean, her and I did date, as she did mention, and while we were dating, I clearly made to her, clear enough to her that I was bisexual. I have 2 kids. She was aware of it possibly every single day. Any little thing she did, anything as far as gifts, which I do have here, this is not the only thing she's bought.
Okay, sorry. She was okay. Well, she was aware I was bisexual.
Right, she was aware of it. So what it is just that we mutually separated in our own ways. It had nothing to do with no boredom.
I'm not understanding what you're saying, because it sort of implies I'm not going to be faithful. Is that what you mean?
Right. So, I mean, in the beginning, her knowing that alone, she should have known what it was.
No, I don't know what it was.
No, of course I know you don't.
I know what bisexual means. Right. I just don't understand what you mean when you say, I told you 100 times I was bisexual. Apparently, you don't just mean that you like men and women. You also mean I have no intention of being faithful to you. That you mean both things.
She was aware of that, correct.
And she was aware of you. Okay, so is that why you guys broke up?
Yes, more so, yes. Okay. When we ended up breaking up, it was because the pictures of her casually going out doing her own thing, of course, and me having to find someone else. So that's why we broke up, because I actually ended up dating a man. That's where she had the problem.
All right. So you guys break up and you tell her I want the iPhone back.
Yeah, and she would not give me the iPhone.
You're also suing her for a promise ring.
Yes, which I also have
Tell me about that.
receipt. Well, I purchased her the promise ring, and we both actually have purchased each other promise rings. And she was blowing up my phone because she wanted it back because she couldn't pay her light bill. She wanted to have that back. So I was like, fine.
Wanted to have which ring back?
The ring that she had purchased for me. She wanted it back. So I'm like, okay, I don't have a problem with it. I'll give you the ring back. If we're not in a relationship,
I do.
if we're not in a
Can I see a
relationship,
picture of the
then
ring?
she can have the ring back.
What is a promise ring?
It means that
You promise what? The next 10 minutes?
that you're not gonna be that you're not gonna be cheating on each other.
That definitely was not the promise.
What is a promise ring? It's like a high school thing. For the love of God, it's
Right.
like, all right. So what is the promise ring?
She obviously had with the promise ring, I'm trying to prove to her was either way, whether we're together or we're not, I just wanted to promise to her that I would be in her life no matter how it is. So with the promise ring, we did just to
That's
do.
what the promise ring is?
That was what we did, my promise to her, because it wasn't to marry her or to be engaged or to be her girlfriend. Because even in the parking lot before she went and put the money down, I let her know, we're not together.
We're not together
We're
at
not
all?
together. This is not going to change. So she was very much aware of it before she got in
That's
there.
what she says.
Another
So
thing
we're not-
as well that
this
I
is
wanted
her.
to also mention as far as with the cell phone. The other phone, she keeps mentioning about that it was disconnected. No, my phone would die every hour, every 2 hours because the battery was ridiculous.
Were you supposed to return the iPhone?
No, it was a gift.
Okay. And according to you, she would give you lots of gifts.
Right. I actually have several items. Starting here with iPad.
Did you give her an iPad?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Was that a gift?
That was a gift.
The iPhone was
Watches. Beats by J's. I didn't bring the whole kit, but makeup, plenty of it, which she's gotten. So all these gifts she's bought on her own. And it wasn't something I said, okay, you're going to buy me an iPad, I'm going to pay you back for it. No, never did. Same thing with the phone as far as the iPhone.
Do you have any texts between the two of you regarding the iPhone? Or
Yes, I do.
You want her to return the promise ring. You returned yours to
I
her,
returned-
but you at the time you didn't ask her for
I
yours
asked her.
back?
I asked her plenty of times. She would not give it back to me.
Why would you return the
my
one
witness-
from you to her without her returning the one from her
Because
to you?
she kept harassing
So
me
what?
for the
Just say no.
harassing. She came ringing on my doorbell like a maniac.
So
And I gave it back to
so you got
I didn't
it.
want
Okay, you give me yours, I'll give you mine. What's so hard about that?
She didn't want to do it.
There was a rub in the relationship. The defendant is bisexual, and the defendant is saying there's no way she could be faithful, and she ended up dating a man. Fascinating. Let's listen.
The reason why she gave me back her ring was because she thought it would cover the cost of the $240 that I put down on this ring. Meaning she thought that the one ring she gave me would cover what she owed for me for that, which is not the case because I put down
You put down $240 on the ring that she gave
$240
you.
on this ring that I have.
Is that the ring that she gave you?
Yes. This is the ring that I put $240 on. Plus, I bought her ring, which would come out to about $150, maybe $200. So her assumption in her head is, I'm going to give you back
Your ring was
this.
worth how much?
Mine was $600.
And hers was worth 100 and some?
About $200.
Okay.
I actually
Go on.
So with that being said, she was under the assumption, I'm going to give you back your ring. That's going to cover what I
Why
owe
was she
you.
under that assumption?
Because she thought that she didn't want to pay the $240.
Okay, and then when she told you that, you took the ring.
Well, I'm going to take it back if she gives it
Okay,
to
but
me.
then why are you also then suing for the $240 in your counterclaim?
Because this is my ring that she owes me for, which I paid
No, I
for.
understand that, but you took the other ring.
That wasn't an exchange
Where
for
does it? But
$240.
where is that accounted for at all in your counterclaim?
What do you mean?
It's not, right? Like you got a ring back. That what right do you have to have that ring back? That ring is worth something, and is that deducted anywhere in your counterclaim?
No,
the
not
answer
at
to
all.
that is no.
No.
Tell me about each of your defamation of character claims.
Oh, because she would stalk my Instagram, stalk it, basically
Tell us
comments.
what Instagram is.
It's a website you post pictures on, people comment on, like it.
So what does she do? What are you suing for?
Well, she would just basically go on there and harass me. Any picture that I would put, she would basically have an input on every picture that was on there.
Is that the basis of your defamation
Yes.
case? What would she defame you with? What did she say?
Well, I don't have any evidence here
Okay.
with me of the pictures. So.
Now, on your counterclaim against her, you have a $280 defamation of character claim. That is for what?
Well, actually, I have evidence here of what she's wrote, as well as her little friend, what she did on her half as well. Basically, just the name calling,
Let me see.
which I have here.
Do you also you have some text you wanted to show me?
Yes, I'm trying to. This text actually is in reference to the iPhone, how it's actually a gift, because I know on the paper she explains that it was lent
Pirate alert. What you wear the patch? Why?
because I was in a car accident 3 years ago.
Okay, and how does, and
Actually shattered my orbit, the orbit structure.
okay, pirate alert. If you ever see this thing that's stock on the street, please call animal control. Her and the burnt charcoal that she has as a man. Laugh
That's actually
out
someone I
loud.
was dating.
Thanks. What is the word after that? What does that mean? I know what the word is. But what is it? What does that phrase mean?
I don't know. You'd have to ask a friend. That's
What
a
is
friend
that?
that did that.
What is that? Who posted that one? Stand up, please.
I did.
Who
Wait,
has
who
no
did?
clue about
You
this
did?
case.
What does made mean?
It means, excuse my French, but you're a
Okay, because it seems like you're making a reference to her dating
Someone
somebody
who's
African American.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Is that
simply
it? Is that the
because-
deal? Is that your man?
Yes.
simply because she always had a problem. She would go on my Instagram as well as Tiana's Instagram, stealing our
are you to
pictures.
her?
I'm her current girlfriend. And she would steal our pictures, put it on her Instagram,
How?
and say, "Oh, just because it didn't happen, it's not.
Do you have
It
proof of
doesn't
that?
mean just because
When
it's
did
not
you
there."
two start dating?
In
While
the
she was
beginning
still
of
dating me.
When did you
No,
two start dating?
No, they were
Just
not
answer my
dating
question. Don't
anymore.
answer her.
April, the beginning of April.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Is it less likely that somebody can be faithful in a relationship if they're bisexual?
I think anybody can be faithful as long as they're in a committed relationship and they respect their partner.
Fair enough. What do you think?
I agree with that 1,000%. I think your sexual preference has nothing to do with what kind of commitment you can make.
Fair enough. You're the last comment.
I think that they can be faithful.
But not, I guess what I'm saying, is it more likely if they're bisexual that they're not going to be
No,
faithful?
not at all.
Okay. Going inside the courtroom.
I had nothing to do with their relationship or the reason that they broke up. I came in after, and she still had a problem with me. So I decided to do the same thing and to include her boyfriend in it, as well as she's including me in something that has nothing to do with me.
God, you people had a lot of time on your hands.
No,
Honest
she
to
had
God.
extra
No, all of
time
you do.
on
You
her
really do.
hands.
You
I
had a lot
don't,
of
I
time
don't
on
have
your
any
hands.
evidence of me doing any of that. I didn't bring that because I thought it was ridiculous.
Show me the text. While you're looking for that, there's a series of texts back and forth from you two, where you say, "If I made you happy, why couldn't you keep me? You needed to have a blanking man right now, knowing that I still have blanking feelings for you. I was crying for you. She told me it would get better. I can't believe you. When I think of you, my stomach turns in knots. I want to get you an iPhone. I gave it to my coworker, the one who is giving me the carb."
No, that's actually a case that she had bought for me in advance before we got the iPhone, which she gave to a coworker
Kat.
because I didn't get it yet.
You say, "Damn, couldn't wait to get rid of it, huh?" She says, "No love, sorry I'm late. You get an iPhone, I'll buy you whatever case you want. You know that." Me, "Are you still thinking about it?" Tiana, "I want to get it for you." Me, "I don't know." About that.
We
That
had
doesn't sound like you're loaning it
we
to
had
her.
an agreement. Just it wasn't in text. We had an agreement that I would be getting her the iPhone.
I know,
to
but
use,
your texts sound
but
like you're
it
buying her a
wouldn't-
gift just like all the other gifts. Your texts don't sound like she's supposed to
But
pay
Your
you
Honor,
back
then
or
I would
return
be
it.
over here suing her for all the other gifts that I have. I don't want them.
I
don't-
understand
you
that.
Understand?
But maybe there's something special about the phone.
No,
I don't mean that the phone's special, but that you just don't want her to possess it.
Your Honor, I had to open a contract under Sprint, which is not a contract. I'm under Verizon.
I understand that, but that makes it, see, I wouldn't do any of that, but you did. So the question is, did you do so as a gift because you really like her and you wanted to keep her, or did you do that as something that she has to pay back? So that's why I'm looking here and I'm seeing things like, all right, what should I look at? I've got you giving her back a diamond ring after the breakup when she supposedly owes you a phone and a diamond ring, according to you, because that's what you're suing for.
Yes.
That's hot already. Okay, I've got you, after you're giving her a diamond ring back, still sort of pining for her and wanting to get back together, despite the fact that she's moved on and she's with a man. I've got you telling her in a text, "I want to buy you the phone. I'll buy you any case you want." That doesn't sound like somebody who is just loaning somebody a phone and has to return it. I don't see that in there.
I understand, Your Honor.
You know
but
what?
at the
Both of you
point
need to go
she was-
home
she
and move
was
on with
using-
your lives. To your claim against her, I find in her favor. And as to her claim against you, I find in your favor. I don't find that she owes you the $240. You already accepted a ring on that behalf. And the defamation of character claim, I think y'all got way too much time on your hands. If you want privacy, don't live your life so publicly on the internet.
Mine is
okay?
private.
Stop. Go home. Good luck to everybody.
Thank you.
Well, this case ends with both parties being really just sent out of the courtroom with nothing. Step in here. What's your feeling here? in this case now?
I felt like justice wasn't served because the phone basically was not a gift.
Yeah. Were you upset that she dated a man?
Well, I'm a lesbian, so yes.
Okay.
To tell you the truth,
So
yes.
what about feelings still for her? You still have feelings? You still love her?
No.
You have any feelings left over her at all?
No, not after all the trouble that she's caused me.
After today, you mean?
Yes.
Not after today?
No, not of the trouble that she's caused me, no.
All right. Okay. All right. Right around the corner, the documents are waiting over here. Come on in here. All right, step on in here. You got nothing on your countersuit. Nobody got anything. So who wins?
Me in the long run.
How?
I still have my stuff.
You still have the phone?
The items, yes, I do.
Oh, you got away with the phone. So did you take advantage of her feelings for you?
Not at all. She was aware of it,
Aware of,
what the situation was.
you mean with you dating other
Yes.
people, men and everything?
Yes.
Are you glad to be rid of her? Or you
Yes.
still have feelings for her?
No, not at all.
Harvey?
Okay, if you're in a relationship and you give something to your partner, but it's not a gift, and you want to really characterize it as a loan, you got to memorialize it somehow because it's going to be assumed in a relationship, probably, that it's a gift. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.